The first night alone was longer than I knew. Every corner of this place still held your air. The first night alone, I made it through. She ordered food for one and checked it twice. The TV too loud, then suddenly too quiet. Both kinds of silence, equally afraid of the shape of everything she'd left behind. By 3 a.m. she'd rearranged the cushions, made tea she didn't drink and let it cool. Stood at the window, watching nothing happen. Found herself surprisingly not undone. The sun came up like it had somewhere to be, and so she thought, perhaps do I. The first night alone was longer than I knew. Every corner of this place still held your air. The first night alone, I made it through. First of every after is the hardest. The body learns a room before the mind does. But morning came regardless, and she was standing in it. I walk alone and I am free. First night alone. I closed the door so quietly that night. No slamming, no screaming, no fight. Just the soft click of something ending. Just my feet on the floor descending. I had practiced it 1,000 times, the leaving in my mind. But nothing in the practice runs felt like the weight of the real one. I didn't run, I didn't cry, I just walked. Just walked. The door I closed was the hardest thing I've done. The door I closed, let in the light and let out none. Every night I'd stay too long behind it. and I kept walking. The hallway smelled like everything we were. The air still held the shape of us in blur. I didn't look back at the light beneath, just breathe the kind of breath that meant relief. Not happiness, not freedom, not just yet, just the first inhale of something not forget. I walked outside into the quiet street and stood there on my own 2 feet. I didn't run, I didn't cry, I just walked, just walked. The door I closed was the hardest thing I've done. The door I closed, let in the light and let out none. Every night I stayed too long behind it. Every part of me that lost itself beside it. The door I closed, and I kept walking. It wasn't that I stopped loving you, it's that I started loving me too. And the door between those 2 things was the one I had to close. My voice will The door I closed was the hardest thing I've done. The door I closed, hey, and I kept walking. The door I closed. The door I closed. The door I closed. His side of the bed still his, even now, even after, even wide awake at 3 a.m. I hug my half and feel the whole remain. Muscle memory is cruel that way.
She stayed her lane without being asked. The empty space beside her shaped like someone gone. The body loves what the mind has let go, reaching, then pulling back, then still. His side of the bed still cold. My hands still find it in the dark. Every morning I face the space where someone was and left no trace. His side of the bed, I learned to fill it.
I learned Not that I want him back, my body just loved him, and bodies forget slower than minds. One day I'll sleep right in the middle. One day I walk alone and I am free. His side of the bed still cold, my hands still find it in the dark. His side of the bed,
His side of the bed,
his side of the bed.
I don't regret the love I gave you freely. I don't regret the years we built and shared. I don't regret the mornings or the evenings. I don't regret the way I always cared. What I regret is staying past the ending. What I regret is shrinking to fit in.
What I regret is not the love between us,
but losing track of where you stopped and I begin. I don't regret the love she gave so freely. I don't regret the life we tried to make. I don't regret the warmth of what we carried. I don't regret the risks we chose to take. What I regret is not seeing sooner. What I regret is holding on too tight. What I regret is making love a prison, when love was meant to be a source of life. The love was real,
the love was real,
and real love doesn't need to last forever
to have been worth
everything it cost. I don't regret the love, I only grieve the time. I don't regret the love,
that heart was fully mine.
every tender moment,
Every hand that held,
every whispered word.
that meant the world.
I don't regret the love,
I don't regret the love.
I only grieve what we could not become. She taught me how to soften, how to listen, how mornings could be sacred and be still. She showed me what it meant to be beside someone who gave a love with an unguarded will.
And when she left, she took the best of both of us, the version we
the closest thing to whole I'd ever seen.
He taught me I could trust the way it started, that love could feel like safety for a while,
that someone seeing you could be a gift
before the seeing slowly lost its smile.
I carry what was good
without apology. I carry what we were without the shame.
The love deserves to live beyond the leaving,
and I will speak of it without a blame.
the love was real,
The love was real,
and real love doesn't need to last forever.
to have been worth everything it cost. I don't regret the love.
I only grieve the time.
I don't regret the love. That heart was fully mine.
Every tender moment,
Every hand that held
every whispered word,
that meant the world. I don't regret the love. I don't regret the love.
I only grieve what we could not become. 'Cause love was the beginning of our story.
Then grief is just the chapter after end.
And every love that doesn't last forever still matters.
Every single time we said
I loved you in the only way I knew,
and knowing wasn't always quite enough.
but I would love that version of me always.
The one who gave her whole heart when it was tough.
I walk alone,
And I am free. I don't regret the love. I only grieve the time. I don't regret the love. That heart was fully mine.
I don't regret the moment,
Don't regret the love. And every hand that held, I don't regret the way I always cared.
what I regret is staying past the ending. What I regret
Is shrinking to fit in.
what I regret
Is not the love between us, but losing track of where you stopped and I begin. It's still in the cabinet where you left it, the one with the chip on the handle. I told myself I'd throw it out by Monday, but Monday came and I just lit a candle. Everything else I packed into boxes. Your jacket, your books, your side of the mirror. But that one chipped cup I kept without knowing why some things are harder to let go than others. It's just a cup, it's just a cup, but throwing it away feels like giving up the last piece of ordinary keeping you close. One Tuesday I took it down to throw it, held it in my hands above the bin. But something in the weight of it reminded of mornings when we both fit in the same skin. I put it back, I washed it even careful, like it mattered more than it should matter. Maybe I'm not ready for the nothing. Maybe I need something lefter. It's just a cup, it's just a cup, but throwing it away feels like giving up. The I heard someone laugh like you today, 2 tables over in the coffee shop. Same low rumble, same way it rose. I didn't turn, I knew better, just held together.
She didn't turn around,
She knew better, but something in her chest did what it always does. I still know your voice in a crowded room. I still know your voice, it cuts right through. Every laugh sounds like yours, reminds me of the life I left. I still know your voice, and that's okay. I still know your voice, it'll fade someday. You called once, I watched your name go dark. I saved the last voicemail for a Tuesday, then deleted it before I played it. Some things keep you, some things help you heal.
she kept the silence where the voice had been. Let it become the sound of her own choosing.
I still know your voice in a crowded room. I still know your voice, it cuts right through. Every laugh, it sounds like yours, reminds me of the life I left. I still know your voice, and that's okay. I still know your voice, it'll fade someday. Someday I'll hear that laugh and feel nothing. Someday the sound won't find me anymore. Someday your voice will just be someone's voice. I walk alone and I I still know your voice. I still know your voice. Wednesday night, the apartment too large for one.
Your number typed, thumb hovering.
Then nothing.
I turned the phone face down and made some tea.
Sat with just the quiet and just me.
She knew what calling was and wasn't. The idea of him,
Not the truth of him.
I almost called,
But I didn't. Something in me knew calling you is only missing
the
version of you I invented. I almost called, and waking up, I'm glad I never did.
There's a woman she used to be, who trades her peace for one more night of warmth, who calls because the silence is too heavy, and wakes up back inside the same old storm.
I have been hurt, I know what she costs,
I chose the quiet
over the familiar ache. I almost called, but I didn't. Something in me knew calling you is only missing the version of you I invented. Waking up, I'm glad I never did. The phone stayed dark, the night stayed mine. Every time I almost call and don't, I learned the woman that I am. I walk alone and I am free. I almost called, but I didn't.
I almost called.
Knew I'd miss you, I just didn't know when. I thought it would be harder at the end. But the missing found me on a Tuesday, buying groceries for one instead of 10. It wasn't in the grand or in the sweeping, it was in the small and in the still. The way you'd know my order without asking, the way you'd make the cold feel less like chill. I was prepared for everything but this, the ordinary, missing ordinary bliss. Missing you was expected, I knew it'd come. Missing you was expected, I'm not undone. I knew the grief would find me in the quiet, I knew the heart would start its little riot. Missing you was expected and it's here. Missing you was expected and I'm clear. I miss the version of us on good days, when everything was easy and was light. Not the arguments, not the long silences, just Sunday mornings getting something right. That's the hardest kind of missing, isn't it? Not missing something broken, something wrong, but missing something that was sometimes beautiful, and knowing beautiful was not enough all along. I was prepared for everything but this, the ordinary, missing ordinary bliss. Missing you was expected, I knew it'd come. Missing you was expected, I'm not undone. I knew the grief would find me in the quiet, I knew the heart would start its little riot. Missing you was expected and it's here. Missing you was expected and I'm clear. Missing you doesn't mean I was wrong. Missing you doesn't mean I should go back. I can hold the grief and hold the knowing that leaving was the truest thing I had. I walk alone and I am free. Missing you was expected, I knew it'd come. Missing you was expected, I'm not undone. I knew the grief would find me in the quiet. Missing you was expected. Missing you was expected. Missing you was
I remember the good good parts more than I should. The way you laughed at things I said. I've been editing the reel inside my head, cutting all the nights I cried in bed. Nobody warns you that the heart is leaving someone who was sometimes kind.
The good parts still live somewhere in me. I won't pretend I don't see them. Every tender thing you ever were still matters. The good parts were real, and so was leaving, both true at once. Both true at once.
You were complicated, you were human, not a villain, not a saint, just not quite right. Loving her was its own kind of beautiful, and beautiful was not enough this time. I won't make you the villain of my story. I won't erase the good to make it clean. The good parts still live somewhere in me. I won't pretend I don't see them. Every tender thing you ever were still matters. The good parts were real, and so was leaving, both true at once. Both true at once. The truth is both the leaving and the loving. I can hold them both and still be free. The good parts don't undo the going, they just make the going bittersweet. I walk alone and I am free. The good parts still live somewhere in me. The good parts were real, and so was leaving. The good parts, the good parts, the good parts. I didn't leave because you broke me down. I didn't leave because you wore a crown. Of every wrong that I could name and list, you weren't the villain in the story of this. You were just a person I grew beside, who grew a different way when push came to tide.
Two people reaching for a different light. Not wrong, not right, just not the same tonight. You were not the villain, and neither was I. We were just two people saying goodbye. You were not the villain of my leaving. You were not the villain. I want you knowing I left because I loved myself enough. I left because the staying got too rough. You are not the villain, just not my person. You are not the villain, and that's the truth. I've heard the way that women tell these stories, the monster and the martyr, and the pain. And sometimes that's the truth, and truth needs telling. But sometimes it's just two hearts in the rain. We wanted different things from different futures. We spoke the same words into different ears. I loved you in the only way I knew then, and walked away with nothing but my ears. You were not the villain, and neither was I. We were just two people saying goodbye. You were not the villain of my leaving. You were not the villain. I want you knowing I left because I loved myself enough. I left because the staying got too rough. You were not the villain, just not my person. You were not the villain, and that's the truth. I hope you find the one who fits your edges. I hope she knows the things I never could. I hold no anger, just a quiet sadness for something that was almost good. I walk alone, and I am free. You are not the villain. You are not the villain. I want you knowing I left because I loved myself enough. You are not the villain. You are not the villain. You are not the villain.
I made a list of reasons on a napkin. Every wrong that tipped the final scale. But when I read it back, it felt like nothing. Like reasons were just dress for what was real.
The real thing didn't fit on any napkin. The real thing lived between the lines we drew. The real thing was that I had stopped becoming, and staying meant that I'd be stopping too. It wasn't you, it wasn't even us. It was me needing more than we discussed. I had to go anyway, even if you changed. I had to go anyway, even if you'd stayed the same. Some leaving isn't about what someone did. Some leaving is about the life you need to live. I had to go anyway. It was never just you. I had to go anyway to become someone new. Spent some time apologizing inward for leaving what was sometimes warm and good, for choosing the uncertain over certain, for doing what I needed, not what I should. But I don't know the smaller life, an apology I don't know, staying what I owe myself. The woman that I'm walking toward was waiting, and I couldn't find her standing on that shelf. It wasn't you, it wasn't even us. It was me needing more than we discussed. I had to go anyway, even if you changed. I had to go anyway, even if you'd stayed the same. Some leaving isn't about what someone did. Some leaving is about the life you need to live. I had to go anyway. It was never just you. I had to go anyway to become someone new. Not every door you close was broken. Not every leaving needs a villain's name. Sometimes you just outgrow the room you're standing, and walking out is not the same as blame. I walk alone, and I am free. I had to go anyway, even if you changed. I had to go anyway, even if you stayed the same. Some leaving isn't about what someone did. I had to go anyway. I set the table for one last Tuesday, folded one napkin, placed one fork, one knife, poured one glass of water, sat down slowly, and thought about the smallness of this life. Not small like sad, just small like newly simple. Just me negotiating, no considering, just learning what it means to feed my own weight. Alone at the table, alone with the food, alone with the quiet, and alone with the good. Learning to eat alone is harder than it sounds. Learning to eat alone is where the grief is found. In the smallest ordinary human thing, just one plate, one fork, one everything. Learning to eat alone and finding out that alone at the table isn't something to doubt. I used to eat whatever you were having, order what you liked and call it mine. I used to shrink my hunger to fit your portions, used to pour myself into your design. Now I order everything I actually want, take the window seat and take my time, eat too slow and read between the pages and find out what it means to dine as mine. Alone at the table, alone with the food, alone with the quiet, and alone with the good. Learning to eat alone is harder than it sounds. Learning to eat alone is where the grief is found. In the smallest ordinary human thing, just one plate, one fork, one everything. Learning to eat alone and finding out that alone at the table isn't something to doubt. One day, eating alone will just be eating. One day, the table won't feel quite so wide. One day, I'll sit down and just be hungry and feed myself and feel completely right. I walk alone and I am free. Learning to eat alone is harder than it sounds. Learning to eat alone is where the grief is found. In the smallest ordinary human thing, learning to eat alone. Learning to eat alone. Learning to eat alone. Learning to eat alone. it's someone else's morning. I lost the map of my own small preferences, somewhere in the business of loving you.
Turns out I like my coffee strong and bitter.
Turns out I like the radio too loud.
Turns out I sleep diagonal.
Turns out I have opinions and a voice.
She was always there beneath the compromise, the particular woman beneath the accommodation.
Just waiting for the morning she would ask,
what do I actually want?
Just me today. I am a person with particular preferences.
She nearly lost her own particular shape.
Not broken, just displaced. And now returning. What I like is something I'm discovering. What she likes is coming back to her. Every small thing lost inside are we
Finding its
way back to where it lives. What I like is mine and mine completely. What I like, I'm learning it so sweetly.
She has opinions now about the movies.
She leaves before the ending if she wants.
She laughs without rehearsing first.
Takes up space and doesn't justify. I order what I want without the footnote. I take the window seat without the guilt. I wake up with a preference every morning and follow it like it was always mine.
This is the woman who was always in there.
Just waiting for a little room to breathe. Not broken, just displaced. And now returning. What I like is something I'm discovering. What she likes is coming back to her. Every small thing lost inside are we
Finding its
way back to where it lives. What I like is mine and mine completely. What I like, I'm learning it so sweetly. I spent so long adjusting to your edges. I almost lost the shape of who I am. Not broken, just displaced. And now returning to the woman I was before that we began.
I walk alone and I am free.
What I like, what she likes. What I like is entirely hers. What I like, it's entirely mine. I wrote my name on something just for me. A library card, a notebook, and a lease. Just my name alone, without yours after. Just mine the way it was before the we. I didn't notice when it started happening, the slow dissolve of where I ended you. My name became the second half of something, and I forgot it standing on its own was true. my name, just my name. Standing alone the way it came. My name again belongs to only me. My name again is who I'm gonna be. Every syllable that carries who I am was always mine before it was a plan. My name again, I say it in the mirror. My name again, it's never sounded clearer. I used to introduce myself as half of the kind of woman known for being yours. I shrank my name into a +1 shadow and slipped it quietly beneath your doors. Now I say it full and unattached to anything. No prefix and no suffix and no, just the name my mother gave the morning I arrived and claimed my place to stand. My name, just my name. Standing alone the way it came. My name again belongs to only me. My name again is who I'm gonna be. Every syllable that carries who I am was always mine before it was a plan. My name again, I say it in the mirror. My name again, it's never sounded clearer. There is a woman walking through the city who answers to a name that's fully hers, who signs a name on everything she touches and feels the weight of all that name come first. I walk alone and I am free. My name again belongs to only me. My name again is who I'm going to be. Every syllable that carries who I am. My name again. My name again. My name again. I used to fill the quiet up with something, the TV or the music or your voice. The silence was a thing I ran away from, like quiet meant the absence of a choice. But now I sit inside it like a room furnish as my own. The quiet isn't lonely, it is spacious. It's the sound of being fully, fully home. The quiet is mine, the quiet is mine. No one to feel it, no one to define. The quiet is mine, and I am learning. The quiet is mine, no more returning to the noise I used to need to feel okay. The quiet is the place I live today. The quiet is mine, I built it slowly. The quiet is mine, and I am holy. I hear the building breathe at 2 in the morning. I hear the rain before it hits the glass. I hear myself think clearly for the first time. I hear the version of me built to last. The quiet holds the things I was avoiding, the feelings I had buried under sound. But they were never dangerous, just waiting for me to sit still long enough to be found. The quiet is mine, the quiet is mine. No one to fill it, no one to define. The quiet is mine, and I am learning. The quiet is mine, no more returning to the noise I used to need to feel okay. The quiet is the place I live today. The quiet is mine, I built it slowly. The quiet is mine, and I am holy. I am not lonely, I am alone, and alone and lonely are not the same. The quiet is the house I am becoming, and every silent room now has my name. I walk alone and I am free. Ooh, the quiet is mine, and I am learning. The quiet is mine, no more returning to the noise I used to need to feel okay. The quiet is mine, the quiet is mine, the quiet is mine.
I used to think that love meant holding someone, that being needed made the loving real. I offered her the shelter of my presence, not knowing I was taking something from her soul.
I used to think that love meant being completed, that I was incomplete until you found me. I gave you all the places I was missing, and call that love by someone else's design.
She was whole before I found her.
I was whole before I loved him.
We were two complete people who forgot. I am not half of anything, I'm whole. I am not half of anything on my own. Every piece of me was always fully present. I am not half of anything, I never was. I never was. She left, and in the leaving she reminded that love should give you wings, not clip them close. Two whole people choosing to be together is different than two halves propped up too high.
I don't need completing, I need room to bloom. Not the second half of someone else's song. I was whole the day before I met you. Whole is what I've always been all along.
She was never half of anything.
I was never half of anything.
We were two complete people all along. I am not half of anything, I'm whole. I am not half of anything on my own. Every piece of me was always fully present.
I am not half of anything.
I never was. The greatest love I gave this woman was finally learning to open my hands, let her go whole into her own becoming. Some love is just the grace of letting stand.
And the greatest gift I gave myself was walking out and standing on my own.
Not half a name,
Not half a life.
a whole woman walking wholly home. I walk alone and I am free.
I am not half of anything, I'm whole. I am not half of anything.
On my
I am not half of anything.
I am not half of anything.
I am not half of anything. Just not you anymore. Doesn't mean not love. Just not you anymore. Doesn't mean giving up. Every good thing I believed is still believed. I still want love, just not this love. Just not you anymore.
Loving you was true,
And leaving is true too.
forever. Some hearts are passing rooms, not lasting homes. He loved her in the way that he was able, and able wasn't always what she'd known.
I loved him in the way that felt the safest, until safe became a word for standing still. So I take the love and leave the limitation, walk the warmth forward into what I find.
Somewhere there is someone made for her completely.
Somewhere there is love.
Somewhere there is a love that fits me truly.
Not better love, just true fitting. Just not you anymore. Doesn't mean not love, just not you anymore. Doesn't mean giving it up.
Every good thing I believed is still believed. I still want love,
Just not this love. Just not you anymore.
loving you was true.
And leaving is true too.
I still believe in morning
Shared with someone,
in choosing every day with
open hands.
just not with you.
And that's not your undoing. It's just the truth of how two people stand.
I walk alone,
And I am free. Just not you anymore. Just not you anymore. Just not you anymore. Just not you anymore. Loving you is true, and leaving is true too. They said she'd never make it on her own. Watched her pack her things and shook their heads. She didn't slam the door, she didn't scream. Just picked a coat, her name, and left.
she didn't leave in anger.
She left in peace, and peace was all she ever tried to reach.
Nobody saw it coming, nobody knew
How long she'd been deciding what to do. The woman who walked away was me. The woman who walked away was free. Not running, not escaping, not afraid, just walking into everything she made. The woman who walked away, he said amen and kept on walking. She carries every scar without complaint, wears her leaving like a coat of grace. The mornings when the coffee's only hers, and everything is finally in its place.
the woman people talk about at midnight
Is standing in her freedom wide awake. The woman who walked away was me. Yeah. I am the woman people talk about, the one who left without a backward glance. I am the proof that leaving right can be the bravest thing, not flight. I walk alone and I am free. The woman who walked away was me. The woman who walked away was free. The woman who walked away. The woman who walked I notice it on stairs and in the morning, the way my body moves without the weight. I breathe all the way down to somewhere that used to be too tense to even locate. I didn't know how heavy I was carrying until I set it down and felt the floor.
Not lighter like the grief has gone completely, just lighter like the woman found her ground.
I walk lighter now than I did before. I walk lighter now through every open door. Every step a little freer, every breath more clear. I walk lighter now. Something put down, something finally found.
She laughs without rehearsing it now, takes the window seat and takes her time.
Orders what she wants without the footnote. Wakes up in a life that's finally hers. Even in the hard days, something's different. She carries herself like she remembered how. Walk lighter now than I did before. I walk lighter now through every open door. Every step a little freer, every breath more clear. I walk lighter now. Something put down, something finally
Somewhere she is sitting by a window, coffee that is only hers to pour. The ordinary morning finally sacred, because it's hers and nobody can take it. She is not a tragedy, she is not a lesson. She is just a woman who went walking and found that freedom has no final cost.
I am somewhere I have never been before, on the other side of every closing door.
Not broken, not unfinished, not a fragment, just a woman who decided she was enough. Somewhere she's free,
Somewhere I am free,
and somewhere is here, and here is now. Somewhere she is free, and she is whole.
somewhere she is free,
And she is home. Every road that brought her to this moment, every door she closed, and every morning.
somewhere she is free,
And she is more than she has ever been. Oh.
she still misses things, she won't pretend otherwise, still has nights that feel a little long. But missing doesn't mean mistaking the leaving for a thing that should undo.
Missing and regretting are not the same road, and she knows the difference, she really truly does. The fullest version finally stepping out, that's what the walking away was all about.
Somewhere she is free,
And she is whole.
somewhere she is free,
And she is whole.
every road that brought her to this moment, every door she closed, and every morning. Somewhere she is free,
And she is more than she has ever been.
I am the coffee in the morning on my own.
I am the quiet that has finally come home.
I am the name I write on everything I touch.
I am the woman who decided she was enough.
I walk alone and I am free.
And I would call her back with open hands, not to hold her, just to
Say I understand.
the greatest love I ever gave this woman was finally learning how to let her stay.
Somewhere she is free,
And she is whole.
somewhere she is free,
And she is
home. Every road that brought her to this moment, somewhere she is free, somewhere she is free.